I apologize for the camera angle. I keep forgetting which way I need to have the phone. Just kind of wanted to show you because I'm sure y'all were like, wow, that came out super easy. And well, it did. Whenever I put that bulkhead in, that was back in my younger and dumber days, and didn't realize just how many layers of fiberglass you needed, and cure times, and how much to grind it out beforehand. So not great adhesion on there. You can kind of see where I didn't even really sand it all that well, just kind of laid it up there. Kind of the same story on this one here, which I'm taking this one out too. I mean, I know I could just, pretty much lay the fiberglass on there properly, and then I've got a perfectly good bulkhead, but I'm going to be going back like original. Like the only bulkhead that I'm going to be upgrading is this forward one up here, because this one is 1/2 inch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 1/2 inch. So this bulkhead is 1/2 inch. I'm going to be upgrading that to 3/4 inch just because it's not going to affect like room wise, So this is going to go to 3/4 inch. And it is rotten on the back side of that. So I'm not just replacing it just because it kind of looks similar to this where, it's just pretty much peeling and falling apart. But yeah, so that's going to be upgraded to 3/4 inch. But this is going to be brought down to 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 inch. Originally it was 1/2 inch. Matter of fact, every single bulkhead in the boat was originally 1/2 inch, except for like the main bulkheads. Those were originally 3/4 inch. And then this 2-stage bulkhead back here was 3/4 inch, which it's got to be replaced. So this bulkhead has to be replaced, and then it kind of steps down to here where it acts more of like a core almost, but I believe that's 3/4. I'm almost certain that's 3/4. So that's got to be replaced too. So just kind of wanted to let y'all know why that came apart so easily. I wasn't the best fiberglassing guy in the world back then. Now I'm, halfway decent, but you can kind of see where there wasn't, enough resin laid down right there. So it's just already, I mean, I could probably grab that and just pull it off. And another reason I'm pulling these bulkheads out that I already did is because back then I was just gonna go white, with everything. That way I wouldn't have to worry about, teak and having to maintain all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, since I've gotten older, I've kind of grown a liking to the old teak look. So that's kind of what I'm gonna go right back with. So one of the worst things to do on a boat is trying to get this, super old adhesive off the side of the hull from where there was a foam, pretty much a foam sheet and a like a leather, I guess, front face on it, I guess you could say. They're a pain in the butt to get that adhesive off. I use a pretty much wire wheel on a drill, and you can either use, I guess, a goof off or like tar and wax remover. That's kind of what I use to soften it up, and then I just hit it with the wire brush, and big chunks I get with the scraper. But that's not the only spot where we're gonna have to do it. It's gonna have to be done over here as well. It's all over the hull there. And I removed one side over here, but that's got to be done. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's kind of got like this leather front face here, and then it's got this foam up underneath it. After a while, I personally don't like these, especially on older boats, because if you end up pulling them back, about 8 times out of 10 you're gonna find like black mold behind them, just from moisture getting in the boat and just sitting behind that foam and not able to escape. So that's why I'm pulling it out and replacing it. Plus it makes it easier to get to where I need the fiberglass and everything. So just figured I'd give you all a rundown on that. So this stuff right here, let me tell you something. This works too good.
I put that on everything.
Too good. I pretty much just sprayed it on there, just absolutely coated it, and then used a kind of like a stiff brush and, you know, went over the whole thing. And then after that, I just used the wire brush on a drill, and it pretty much came right off. And then I just, you know, did a quick sand over it with like 120, I think. So next thing for those is epoxy, and might do a layer of fiberglass. I'm not sure yet. And you really can't see anything in here because it's super dark. But oh, I forgot there's a tarp on the boat because it's raining. Well, anyways, you can't see that, but there's more adhesive there. So whenever I go to do the V-berth, I'll make sure I get a video of that so you can see exactly how I'm doing it, because that's, you know, like I said, the most annoying thing to do on a boat. So after further investigation, I absolutely can confirm that this whole thing is absolutely screwed. I mean, all the way even down into here. So yeah, so that means pretty much this whole wall has to come out to replace this bulkhead, which is fine because I was going to replace this one anyway, so I think it's rotten down there somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's powder, you know, like this, I can't believe it even like transported without completely destroying this window, to be honest. Like, there's no structure back here at all, so very surprising. I'm sure some of y'all might be wondering, you know, well, if you got to go ahead and rip that bulkhead out, why not go ahead and get everything else out of the way so you can go ahead and start on it? Well, I'll answer that for you. By the way, I think we might have a leak. Stop blowing holes in my ship! So the reason I'm not doing that is because I'd like to get this bulkhead put in first. The one that's for the you know, the little quarter berth right here. I'd like to get that in so that I can line it up here. That way, whenever I go to put a new top back on, I know that everything's centered. So if I've already got all this tabbed in down here, and I've already got all this tabbed down in here and right there, then I know that this will be straight.
Are you sure about that?
And then over here, I can leave this bulkhead alone for right now, but I can take out this center part here and probably that portion right there, and be able to, you know, access all this here. But the problem is, this darn thing stretches all the way from this side of the boat. You can see where the joinery is right there. Right there. So it stretches from that side of the boat all the way over to this side of the boat. And there's no break except for the joinery. And once again, you can see the joinery right there. So that's a big piece of wood. There's no joinery, and I don't even know why I'm calling it joinery. I don't even think that's a word, but we're using it. I don't think there's any kind of joinery in the middle here. There wasn't on my Cal 34 whenever I did the same exact bulkhead. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting trying to figure out how to do. And this one here, I think it's the same story pretty much, because I mean, it pretty much stretches down here too, but you can kind of see it doesn't go all the way down, luckily. So I don't think this will be as big of a piece of wood, but yeah, so pretty much the reason I'm not starting on it is so that I can line everything up after the, you know, the little bulkheads are put in and everything. And yeah, so, and I can't do that until I order said bulkheads, which I'm going to be getting from, I can't remember the name of it, but if I'll put it in the video. But that's where I'm getting my bulkheads from, and they've got some really nice Hydrotech wood. And the reason why I want to go with Hydrotech, if you see this, y'all's lumber's pretty expensive. I could definitely use a few pieces. But no, where am I trying to, you know, no, that's not it. Okay, so anyways, pretty much it's really, really good quality stuff. Like, I mean, this is, I mean, just look at how many layers are in that. Like, you don't really see that with your regular, you know, marine plywood. So I'm very happy with this wood. So this is definitely the wood that I'm gonna be trying to go with. But other than that, yeah, I just figured I'd give some sort of explanation as to why I'm not just, you know, doing something and knocking things out. By the way, boat's vacuum looks a lot better because, you know, a clean boat's a happy boat, and a happy boat's a happy owner. So that's the way I look at it. But all right.
Maybe. The people want what they want. Why is it in that? Oh, that's metal.